Good morning everyone. Welcome to the commerce lecture. So in today's class we will discuss about the economics. In the economics part 2 macroeconomics. Okay, before going to know what is about the what is meant by the macroeconomics, let us know about the little bit introduction regarding the economics. Okay, economics is related to the social science, right? Economics is related to the social science. It is nothing but it is the study relating to the people, right? In the society we will study about the people in the social science. Usually the people focuses more on this in the money matters. Okay, so see how we are relating our economics. Okay, economics is nothing but it is one of the part of social science. Relating to the social science is always related to the people, and people always they will focuses on the money. Okay, so now let us see economics has been divided into the two parts. Okay, one is microeconomics, another one is macroeconomics. Okay, so in the exam they will ask you one question relating to the economics, that is, who is the father of economics? Okay, as you all know, the father of economics is Adam Smith. Okay, so now economics has been divided into the two parts, microeconomics as well as macroeconomics. In the microeconomics, the study will be focused on the individual. Will study regarding the individual. Okay, individually we will take everything in order to study. Either it may be related to the employment, or it may be related to the income, demand, supply, consumption. Okay, all this employment, income, demand, supply and consumption we will study singly, that is individually, of Mr. X or XYZ company. Like this particular one company we will focus, or one particular individual we will focus, or one firm or producer we will focus. That is said as the microeconomics. Macroeconomics is nothing but it is the study of economy as a whole. Okay, study of economy as a whole. Macroeconomics is nothing but it is the study of economy as a whole. Okay, under this, okay, macroeconomics, we will study the economy as a whole. That is nothing but such as aggregate demand and supply, aggregate consumption, national income, general price level, aggregate employment. Okay, so here see, this is the meaning of economics, macroeconomics. We will study the economy as a whole, means we are not studying about one individual person, we are studying about so many persons who are across our nation. Okay, in the nation or across the nation, whomever, however peoples are there, how many peoples are there, about them we will study regarding the either their income or their demand, supply or their consumption. Consumption is nothing but what they purchase the goods and services in order to fulfill their needs. And general price level, price level is nothing but if we study, if I say, take an example, this product is of 20 rupees. If I say like this is the microeconomic. In the microeconomic, we will study individually. But in case of macroeconomics, generally we will speak about all the products. So, all the markers, red, blue, green, and this is whiteboard marker, permanent markers, all those marker prices are different in the market. If I study like that, then it is called as a aggregate study, means I am studying wholly, I am not studying individually there. Okay, aggregate employment is nothing but, if I say that I got the job in X and Y limited company, means I am speaking individually, that related to the microeconomics. In the macro, what we will do, we will study the employment regarding the particular nation, how many peoples that are employed in this particular year and how many peoples are unemployed during this year. We will study in the aggregate, that is in the whole. I think you have understood this meaning. The macroeconomics is nothing but it is the study of economy as a whole, okay, such as aggregate demand and supply. If I say that this product has a 10 people has asked me in the market regarding this product, that is an microeconomics. If I say that, so there is so much demand in the market for the stationery items, then that is said as an aggregate. I am telling totally regarding wholly for stationery, right? So demand and supply, aggregate consumption. I am talking about the wants, needs and their consumption of the people. So wholly in the nation, that is said as the aggregate consumption. National income, I am not speaking about individual income, I am speaking about the GDP or nation's income, that is said as the national income. Okay, I think you have understood this. Next we will move to the another concept, that is different kinds of sectors in the economy. different kinds of sectors in economy. So, in the economy, in order to understand the macroeconomics in the simple economical way, in this chapter we will mainly focuses on the two sectors. One is producer sector, another one is household sector. So, producer sector, that is nothing but production sector. In this sector, all the goods and services that are produced in an economy, we will study about that. That is, goods or services which are produced, that is said as the producer sector. Okay, that is related to the production. Household sector, in this we will talk about the, here it is regarding the production. This is regarding the goods or services which are consumed. Consumption. Okay, here we will speak about the consumption. Okay, so in the producer sector we have the four important factors. This is very most important for your first chapter. Based on these four factors, we need to understand this is a topic which is related to the macroeconomy. Macroeconomy, that is, first factor is land, labor, capital, organization. Okay, in order to produce one product, okay, take an example. In order to produce any one product, what we need is simply enterprise cannot be set up, right? It needs a land, right? So next, labor is needed, capital is needed for the organization, and organization, when we have all this, it forms the organization, right? So land, from the land, if an entrepreneur asks something, that is a land. Take an example, I am giving land to one of the producer. He will pay me what? In return, rent, right? If I go to work there, what he will give me? He will give me the wages. In return, what I am getting? Wages. If I put certain amount of capital in his organization, what he will give? He will give me interest. Okay. So when he is getting when he has the land, labor, capital, he has formed the organization. In that organization is producing the goods and selling it to the customers. At that time, what he will get? He will get the profit, and that profit will be distributed to the shareholders or the stakeholders as a dividend or remuneration, or in the form of wages. Okay, understood? So this is regarding the four factors of production. Very important in this lesson, the four factors of production in order to produce the goods and services is land, labor, capital, organization. For the land, we will get the rent. For the labor, wages, capital, interest, and organization. Ultimately, they will get the profit. Okay. Next topic we have is circular flow of income. Circular flow of income. So, have you seen that money flows from one hand to the another hand, right? It won't be remain in the same hand for a long period of time. So take an example, if you have 5,000 rupees, you will keep it for at least 1 month, 2 months or 3 months. Then what you will do? You will go to purchase one or other thing. So again it will go for the market, right? So, circular flow of income. In the economy, the economist says that there is a circular flow of income. The income will flows from one hand to another, another hand to other hand, another hand to other hand, and lastly it will reach to the person who has produced the goods and services. Okay, see here, can you say that the prices, the amount of rupees 5,000 which you have kept separate will remain with you only for a few years or long period of time? Perpetually it will be with you only? No, right? Why? Because one or other day you will go to the market and spend this money, right? So about that we will study in detail in the circular flow of income. Okay, for this circular flow of income, I'll give you one small example so that you can remember it throughout the life. Okay, if anyone also you can ask you, you can say what is meant by the circular flow of income. Okay, so concentrate here. We have two types of circular flow of income. One is real flow, second one is money flow. Okay, there are two types of circular flow of income. One is real flow, second one is money flow. Okay, so as we know that we have two types of circular flow of income. One is real flow, next is money flow. Okay, so in this, as we know, what are the factors of production? One, we have four factors: land, labor, capital and organization. In return, what we will get? For land we will get the rent, for labor wages, and for capital interest. Fourth one is organization, we will get the profit. Okay, so this, in order to understand this real flow as well as money flow, we can understand in a simple form if you concentrate on this example. Okay, let us take one simple example. Okay, in our daily life, usually in all the homes, okay, we have the father and mother, brothers, sisters, everyone in the home. Usually our fathers will go for the work, right? So what the mother will do, if at all he is not going, she will send him. Okay, send him to the work. For where? Wherever he works, whether it is in producing sector, service sector, whatever it is, producing sector, he will works there. Okay, in return what he will get? He will get the income, right? If he work, he will get the income. So whatever he has earned, he will bring back it and give it to your mother, right? For what? For to bring the goods and services which are essential for the day-to-day daily life, livelihood, or it may be the luxurious goods if she likes. So in your home, what your mother will do? She will send your father to the work. That is nothing but she is sending what? Labor. Okay, labor to where? Factory or organization to work. In return, what he will bring? He will bring the income. In that income, what your mother will do? As soon as she gets, she will go for the market in order to purchase those whatever the requirements which she has, or luxurious goods or shopping, whatever it is, she will go and purchase the goods. So money is again, he has brought the money from the factory, right, organization, from the producer to your home. From the home it is again going to where? To the retailer, wholesalers. Again those middlemen, agents, that is retailers, wholesaler, they'll give it to whom? For the producers, right? So like that there is a circular flow of income in an economy. Okay, she will purchase the goods and services. In return she will give it the amount. That amount is said as the consumption expenditure. Consumption expenditure on goods and services. Okay, now we will come to the point. In the real flow economy, what will happen? See here, we have the two sectors. Household is nothing but, in the previous only we studied, household is nothing but it is related to the consumption. One who consumes, those people will come in the household. One who produce will come in the production sector. Okay, so in the house, what your mother will do? They will send the father in order to work for the factory. Okay, so see here, we have the land, labor, capital, that will be given to whom? Organization. Okay, the organization people can't manufacture the goods within what they have. Okay, in order to produce the goods, we need the land, we need the capital, we need the labor. In order to set up all those things, we need one organization. Setting up of all those things forms the organization. Okay, service factor, whatever she sends to the work, that is what? Service. Doing the work is the services. Okay, that is intangible, as we know all. So in the service factor, what will come? We are providing the land. Okay, we will getting the, we also get in return what? Rent, labor. We are sending our father, he is a worker, right? We will get what? Wages. And we are providing the capital. If your father put certain amount there in the organization, that means it is a capital. On the capital, what he will get? He will get the interest. Next, if the by having all this in the organization, what the producer will do? He will get the profit. If we have all the essential requirements to produce the goods and services, in return he will get the profit, and that profit again will be distributed to the stakeholders as well as to the workers or the employees as a dividend and the remuneration. Okay, concentrate here. In the real flow, from household sector, the service factor will flow to the producing sector. So producing sector, in return what they will do? They will send the goods and services. When your father comes to work, what he work? He will manufacture the goods in the organization. those goods again will be distributed to the customers, that is households who are in need of consumption by the way of intermediaries. That is said as the real flow. Next we have is the money flow. In the money flow, what will happen? If your father works here, I am taking an example. If your father is working in the producing sector, he can't work idly, okay? In return, he needs something, that is factors of payment will be given by the producer sector to the household sector. If they provide the land, they will give the rent. If they come as a labor, they will give the wages. If they provide the capital, he will give the interest. Ultimately, if he get the profit that will be shared to the household sectors. Okay, whenever income comes to the home, as we all know that if we get the money, will go to the market in order to purchase the goods and services from the household. Your mother is going again where? To the market, where the producer has sent the goods and services. She will, whatever the expenditure that she will incur in purchasing the goods and services, that is said as the consumption expenditure on goods and services. Understood this? So this is the real flow and this is the money flow. Okay. Next we have the assumption. In the next class we will study about the assumptions. Okay, based on the circular flow of income, there are certain assumptions we will discuss in the next class. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment box. If you have not subscribed to our channel, you can subscribe in order to get all the updated videos relating to the economics. Thank you.